So, what else we got here? Oh, via Lia'Vael.
Is a thief, and I want her arrested.
Oh.
What? I was just walking by.
Okay. We're going to figure that out. Just give me a moment.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to take a statement here.
There's nothing to talk about. She stole my credit, Chit. Arrest her.
I did not. Just because I'm a Quarian.
I need you to stop and take a deep breath.
You're mocking me, Earth Clan. Just because the Vol Clan need...
It was a poor choice of words, sir. I apologize.
Interesting. So, let's see. Both of the opinions here, starting with the Quarian.
You say you're falsely accused?
I was walking to the used ship dealer when he barged into me outside the Serta Foundation. He didn't stop or say he was sorry. A minute later, he runs up with C-Sec and accuses me of stealing his damn Chit.
Okay. So, question, where's the Chit now?
You ran into each other outside the Serta Foundation. Is it possible the Chit fell out of his pocket there?
I guess. Sure, all I know is I didn't take it.
Mm-hmm. Good.
You spend a lot of time at the used ship dealer?
Yeah, they've got a lot of nice models. I'd like to buy one and take it back to the fleet, but...
Uh-huh. Interesting. That's an ambitious goal, sure. It should be more realistic. No.
A ship would make a great pilgrimage gift.
You know about the pilgrimage?
I traveled with a Quarian who was on hers.
Wow. I didn't know anyone here would do that for one of us.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. C-Sec opinion. What's his?
Do you know who's telling the truth?
My Omni tool can tell the Quarian doesn't have a Chit on her, but she could have stashed it to recover later. You know what Quarians are like. And she's definitely a vagrant. I'll run her in and see what Bailey wants to do with her.
Oh boy.
You say she stole your credit Chit?
She must have. When I left the Serta Foundation store, she ran right into me.
Mm-hmm. So, and she just ran into you, and not you into her? Or whatever?
How does running into you mean she stole your credit Chit?
That's how pickpockets work. They bump into you, and use that as a cover for rifling your pockets. You can't turn your back on these clanless Quarians. Thieves. All of them.
Interesting. They may be or may not be thieves. But in this case, we need proof. Do you leave it at the store, maybe?
Are you sure you didn't leave your Chit at the Serta Foundation?
Of course not. You think I'd make a mistake like that? I didn't even buy anything there. That Chit stayed in my pocket.
Interesting. I'm gonna look into it.
I'll see if I can find out what happened.
Sir, this is a C-Sec matter. We'll do all we can to resolve this. We don't need civilian help. If you do happen to find the Chit, please let one of our officers know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Be careful out there.
Thank you. So, there's only one person to talk to, and this is shipping warehousing. Wait, is it something about Serta Foundation? Where's that thing when you need it? Normal stand? No. Serta, Solonis, Serta Foundation. Okay, just a few more meters that way.
This looks like the place. The Forger's thugs should be inside.
Oh, Sidonis and whatnot. What am I looking at? We're not going into the warehouse yet. That one is for later. What about that one?
Wouldn't a refreshing, delicious Tupari sports drink hit the spot right now?
Maybe.
Tupari, now available with dextro amino acids.
Is that the one that we use or the one that Garrus uses?
You could really go for a Tupari sports drink, couldn't you? Tupari, now made with 10% real Tupo berry juice. Tupari is made with no natural sweeteners. I knew a man who went 3 days without a Tupari sports drink. He got hit by a shuttle. Tupari, the taste Solarians have come to love.
Sounds like tastes disgusting.
Nothing wakes you up in the morning like Tupari sports drink's blast of Tupo berry flavor. Tupari, it's good for you. Tupari, brings your ancestors back from the grave.
Or you back to your
9 out of
ancestors.
10 Tupari drinkers recommend Tupari to their friends. The last one is on my list. We sell so much Tupari, it has to be good. 12 trillion bottles of Tupari are sold in a day. Where's yours? Oh, that's right. It's inside me.
Oh, it's a machine.
Tupari. 10 minutes of berry bliss for only 1 credit. Only losers drink Paragade. You want Tupari. Winners drink Tupari. I know you're weakening. Tupari is on your mind. Give in. Commander Shepard drinks Tupari. Don't you want to be like Commander Shepard? Commander Shepard is referenced under license from Alliance Military Recruitment Services.
Really?
Wouldn't a refreshing, delicious Tupari sports drink hit the spot right now?
We have to talk with someone that sell our license.
Tupari, now available with dextro amino acids.
Interesting. Okay, but in this case, we are believing like free use of intellectual property. So in this case, not only our person can be used only by ourselves. Iffy. But the question is, does it have negative consequence for us? Set a foundation. This is where we have to check.
What do you think, Michael? Maybe the immunobooster? It's supposed to help with alien bacteria.
We can get whatever you'd like for little Jake, Rebekah.
Wait, the immunobooster can delay muscle development in high-gravity environments. What if that hurts him?
Wait a minute. 2 redheads? Do we know them? I have a slight feeling that we know them.
The nerve enhancements say that there are occasional motor control side effects. Jake loves to run. What if it makes him fall down?
Jake is fine, Rebekah. He's a perfectly healthy toddler.
I think these are the 2 that were arguing about the child in Mass Effect 1.
He's my baby. He's all I have left of Jacob.
Exactly.
I know.
I just want to protect him.
I know.
I'm not being irrational, Michael.
I know.
Right.
I trust you, Michael. What medical upgrades do you want to get for him?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask random people on the street what they think.
I'm getting the immunobooster. And a drink.
Well, actually, the idea of asking random people is a good one. Because just because you know someone very well doesn't mean that their view on the matter may be correct. And in this case, it helps to have a broad, a broad spectrum of ideas that you can pick from. Sometimes you just don't know a good idea because you haven't thought about it, and your inner circle also hasn't. So that might be actually a good idea, even if it sounds weird.
What do you think, Michael? Maybe the immunobooster? It's supposed to help with alien bacteria.
We can get whatever you'd like for little Jake, Rebekah.
Wait, the immunobooster can delay muscle development in high-gravity environments. What if that hurts him?
Okay, in this case, what's the most normal way of, like, splicing stuff? Wait a minute. Wasn't the idea for the kid to grow up normally and not with, like, genetic, enhancement or anything? And now they're all about, like, immunoboosters and, boosting things all together? It's kind of weird. This was all about, like, an inherited, genetic disease. Like, not like the Artakiachi stuff, but just other things. But in this case, they just don't want that kid to die. It's like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Not that you should, though, but in this case, weird. Okay, Kian, Louros.
Good day, citizen. Welcome to the Serta Foundation outlet on Zakera Ward.
Wonderful. Oh, an endorsement. Very good. Let's go for this one.
I couldn't help but notice your prices. They seem a bit steep.
With respect, the Foundation is not concerned with profits. A portion of our sales funds research to cure genetic diseases.
You know what would make your services more popular? An endorsement from the man who defeated Saren.
Oh my, you're Shepard, aren't you? I would be glad to give you my employee discount if you would do that for us.
It's a deal.
Just speak into my console here.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I'll work it into our advertising at once. Thank you.
Oh, you are welcome. But in this case, yeah, wait a minute. Anyone could have said that, right? And with the use of AI and fakery and whatever, anyone can become anyone else. And basically tell that. So it's not about the person that gets copied. It's about the feeling, the design of the message itself. So in the end, what happens is it's not about copying a person. It's about like telling an interesting story with the tools, right? And maybe you at one point a pure AI generated person, maybe even better, right? More relatable even than a biological, like original version, right? So a piece of artwork advertisement then. In this case, yeah, wait a minute. How would you do that? How would you actually prove that someone said something for real? In this case, it's about like post-realism, let's say. After a certain point, like anything can be copied, anything can be like made into an illusion or whatever. So it doesn't matter what's real or not. The only thing that matters is, do you want it to be real or not? Yeah, in this case you have to give up ownership over your own person. And anyone can be you, and you can become anyone else. This is actually quite freeing if you look at it the other way around, right? Like everybody just wants to hold on to their own person. The only problem again is that, yeah, if you use this as proof, right? Actually, the idea of proving someone's guilt or innocence or whatever becomes very difficult because you don't know if it's an original yeah, if it is original information or not. If there's real proof. That is actually a really interesting problem. So the idea of guilt becomes non-essential after a certain amount of time. Interesting. So how would you act on that? But in the future, because of high levels of technological advancement, you can maybe even create so much stuff that it is unnecessary to steal stuff. Therefore, it is unnecessary to keep on holding things in terms of ownership and whatnot. So it's not a problem if you lose something, because you can get it back no matter what, or at least something that is close to the original. This is actually another thing. Yeah. In the future, and the idea... This is basically what abundance is, right? If everything is abundant, then you don't need to fear like losing ownership over things. And the idea of ownership becomes, again, not an issue. But what about the whole, like... culture and like rules, business? What about that? Okay, so you cannot steal stuff. Because you cannot lose something that you do not own. There's no ownership. Okay, so ownership goes out the window first. Utility of the things. Or usage of the things. Questions upon questions upon questions. So the only thing that would actually change is like behavioral stuff. So like how you would interact with someone else. This would be the most important value that people would have. Because objects lose their value because there's just so much of it. Like let's say everywhere is water. If you need water, you just hold up your cup, or you open your mouth and then boom, water is in there. So there's no problem with that. Interesting.
Good day, citizen. Welcome to the Serta Foundation outlet on Zakera Ward.
Alright, so let's ask more questions here.
I'd like to buy something.
Purchases are made through our catalog interface. It's over there.
Okay. What's your job?
If everything's done by catalog, why are you here?
Customer service. Returns, exchanges, and group rates. We also find that sales are better when there's someone to personally interact with. Though I'm not sure why a human company exclusively hires Asari to work their stores.
I wouldn't know why. Maybe they're racist, maybe they like to enslave Asari, or maybe Asari just have the best, behavior for the customers. This is also a very interesting thing. Like in the service sector, you want a pleasant experience, right? So you want people that induce that behavior in the customers. So they have to look, they have to be, they have to act in a way that makes this behavior possible, or that triggers that, has a high likelihood of doing so. So in this case, their clothing, I mean it's company clothing anyway, so that's not a problem. Then let's say a race or something. Let's say you would identify a certain shop with a certain kind of people. Then only these kind of people would get hired there, just because of the not because they're racist, but because that's the theme of the store, right? And some other people would get hired by a different store that have a different theme, right? So in both cases, both people would get the maximum out of being themselves, kind of. And in this case, it's the Asari. So let's see.
Tell me about your store.
The Serta Foundation is a human organization known for its genetic therapy regimens and genetically engineered products. Serta is probably best known for the development of Medigel.
Okay. So, let's see. What about Kor Tun's credit?
A Volus was in here not too long ago. Did he drop a credit chit?
And not that I saw. He didn't purchase anything.
So there's nothing here. Our Omni tool also hasn't been
Thanks
triggered.
for your time.
Come back soon, Shepard.
Yeah. Is there really nothing
The
around
nerve
here?
enhancements say that there are occasional motor control side effects.
Yeah.
Jake loves to run. What if it makes him fall down?
Jake is fine, Rebekah. He's a perfectly healthy toddler.
That's the Gattaca idea, by the way, just to keep that name. Right, what do we got? Medigel capacity up by 1, extremely expensive, even after the whole discount stuff. Life support webbing, what is this? Within a wearable framework, the Serta Foundation developed an innovative net of micro-stimulants and Medigel in order to increase chances of survival for aid workers and military personnel working in the hostile environment. I kind of feel as if I already got this one. And this one increases the health by 10%. Health does not... Does health regenerate? A little bit, yes. But shield regeneration might be more important than this. So, yeah. Okay, so this is Serta Foundation stuff. Let's just remember that there are upgrades that we can buy from here. Alrighty. So... The credit shit was not here. Then they said something about the ship stuff. What else we got here? There's a Citadel souvenirs. Wait, again? Oh no, wait, this is just advertising.
Shepard, we know times are tough. Station records show that you made only 0 credit last year. If you need something to get you to your next paycheck on error, date not found, Let Kor's Pawn and Payday Loan can help. We offer you credit on the spot for personal and home electronic devices, precious metals and jewels, genetic assay data, and virtual intelligences. No credit check, no questions asked. All we need is your citizenship ID. Come down today.
Interesting. Payday loans. We are in a low-income environment. So... this is actually predatory loaning over here. Be careful with this stuff. Definitely not good. Try to lower your expenditure, if anything, but... try to not get yourself like credits like this, because in order to balance out the someone not paying their fees, they actually have to increase the interest in it, and then again, even if like the problem about predatory loaning is that you cannot really default on them. Like you could, but in this case it's about they all still want the money, right? Usually what interest is about is to balance the default of it, meaning like, let's say you have you give money away, like in case of a loan or something, and you want it back, so you get 100% of the money back. There's no interest on it. But what if you give it away to like 10 people, and not all of them are able to bring it back? Also, you want to make a profit with this. This is maybe your business idea or whatever. But let's just keep it at 0%, zero profit, just because. And then you need like the amount that you lose. Let's say one person defaults on it, can't bring it back, so the others have to come up with the amount of money that the defaultee, the one that was not able to pay it back, was given, right? This is basically the idea. It's kind of like insurance, right? But in this case, who pays for, like, there's someone paying for other people spending the money and not making it, not being able to bring it back, right? This is basically it. So it's some kind of socialism, if you think about it. But in this case, it's the people that pay the interest, right? That are the nice ones. So let's say you have like 10 people, and you will lose like a tenth of it. So you have to, let's say you give away like 1,000 credits or something, and then you lose like 100 credits on each person, and you lose 100 credits. So you have to split the 100 lost credits on the other 9 people. And in this case, it's like the money that you lost divided by the others. Whatever, like division by 9. Whatever. So in this case, 11-ish, kind of. Yeah, 11 in the little bit. And then you end up with the same amount that you have given away. But then you also want to make a profit, and this is where the whole stuff comes in. But anyway, so, what's a data pad? Subject, Anto Bektal. Anto Bektal is a member of the criminal organization headed up by Arya Tilog, often considered the pirate queen of Omega. While Arya's gang is mostly airtight, Anto has an eye toward outside work. Whether this is an exploitable hole, we're not sure. This is Arya Tilog after all. Deliver the package. Deliver the package to Isha. Oh, this is the package. Alright. So we are somewhere over here, in front of Saronis application. On the western part of the Citadel. And this is where you can find that. Alright. And what about that advertisement? Is there more?
This is a public notice that Citadel Security will hold an auction of confiscated property in this ward on Earth date, August 4th, 2185 at 0830 Zulu time. Items to be sold include jewelry, personal electronics, private starships, cargo and sport-related personal shuttles, art, and antiques from various cultures. For more information, visit any CSEC kiosk or link into CitadelNet at keywords CSEC Auctions Sakara.
Are you tired of paying the high cost of a decent extranet connection? Are you sick of companies that restrict your access to certain sites, cap your downloads, or charge outrageous overuse fees? Public access terminals are free but prone to lag and signal loss. But there is a solution. With Genentech's patented technology, you can enjoy the same reliable high-speed access enjoyed by executives across the galaxy. Just plug our black box device into the data port on any public terminal, and you're on your way to fast, reliable, and anonymous extranet access.
Sounds like a VPN, but yeah, look at that.
At Ion Liquidators, we are different. We don't use high-tech ads that use your name, job history, and marital status to tailor a message just for you. I am Keth Mack, owner of Ion Liquidators, and I have only one message. I offer goods and services for less than my competitors. How do I do it? Foreclosures, bankruptcies, store closeouts, insurance sales, inexpensive advertising. Come to Ion Liquidators for cheap goods. I find deals so you don't have to.
Your attention, please. Citadel Security reminds residents and visitors that heightened security precautions are in place for your safety. If approached by a CSEC officer, please be prepared to offer biometric and genetic data for identity confirmation. If you see a synthetic unaccompanied by an organic owner, report to the closest CSEC kiosk or link into CitadelNet, keyword CSEC Night Watch. Remember, we are all responsible for public safety.
Interesting. Bit weird though.
Shepard, we know times are tough.
And it repeats again.
That you made only 0 credit last year. If you need
Oh boy, you still hear
which
that.
tech module are we supposed to get?
With confusion. I thought you knew.
What? No. All I heard Varanus say was, pick up a module.
What's Varanus? Who's Varanus? Let's try this again. I don't know what this
It's
is.
something to do with the Omnigel modulator's heatsink, right? That's why he asked us to go to Saranus. So, is it a heatsink module, or a whole new Omnigel module that has a better heatsink?
Politely. Continuing to ask will not cause me to suddenly know.
I think she's not asking him. It's more like a rhetorical question.
Did Varanus say the Omnigel modulator's heatsink from this tech shop, or the heatsink modulator?
With deep respect. I'm sure he would never confuse the two.
Wait. Did you hack your translator so you can control your kinetic language processing?
With a sincerity such that skepticism would be deeply insulting. No.
Okay. Why don't they just ask them? Or maybe it's a birthday gift or something. Then they're really screwed.
Damn it! We came all the way here for the tech upgrades. And you know Varanus won't answer if we call him.
Craftily, we could say that the store had to special order it.
Okay. You're doing the talking.
Oh boy. Of course they're not.
So which tech module are we supposed to get?
Wait.
With confusion. I thought you knew.
What? No. All I heard Varanus say was, pick up a module.
Oh boy. Poor people. Alright, Marab.
Welcome to Saranus Applications. Can I interest you? Ah, Shepard!
Do I know you?
No, but I know you. Even a senile Hanar would remember the human who fought off the Geth. I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot.
Please, look around the store. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Alright, need any endorsements?
You know, I use quite a bit of software in my line of work.
It's a shame so few understand their own equipment. Besides the most obvious point-and-go nav interfaces, anyway.
You wouldn't believe how often I hear, "Why's the ship turning around? We're only halfway there."
Oh, I would.
You know, I like your products. Any interest in an endorsement from the human who defeated Saren?
I'd be thrilled. But I don't think I could afford to pay you for it.
Don't worry about it. What if we just work out a discount?
Absolutely. Just speak into my console here.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
That will be splendid. I can edit that and have it working right away. Thank you so much. Ah, my favorite customer. What can I get you?
Nice. Wait a minute. Kor Tun's credit sheet. Why should it be here though? But anyway.
I'd like to buy something.
Oh, it's all automated these days. There's a catalog interface over there.
Okay.
If everything's automated, why are you here?
Customer service. Sweeping out the store, carefully explaining things to the technologically illiterate. It's stunning how many people think that light moves faster through expensive fiber optic cables than it does through cheap ones.
Does it though? What's the difference between... I mean, pollutants in the fibers. They basically... well, not corrode. They corrupt the signal because there's stuff that just makes the light stop. And then there's less and less and less and less and less after a certain amount of meters. So...
I'd like to buy something.
Oh, it's all
no,
automated.
wait a minute. We got this one. The credit chit.
A Volus was in here not too long ago. Did he drop a credit chit?
Oh, yes. He bought some environmental system drivers, then left without his chit. I didn't notice he'd left until he was already gone. If you see him, tell him I have it here behind the counter.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Okay, so someone is definitely a little bit sloppy with his hands. Okay, but first we are looking around here. Archon okay. The Archon Visor uses an efficiency algorithm to balance processing power for biotic amps and Omni tools. A heads-up display and voice command software allow users to micromanage the systems, reducing the cooldown period between energy expenditures. Reduces the recharge time of your powers by 5%. Then we got damage protection, a very expensive upgrade, but maybe a really good one, to shields, barriers, and armor. Okay. And tech power damage bonus, also very expensive, even after the discount. Unbelievable. Alright, let's see. So let's just go around a little bit. Okay, so we basically went around now. Perfect.
I felt her hand go into my pocket. When I checked, my credit chit was gone.
I didn't even touch you.
Okay, that's actually very interesting. The induction of fake memories. So if you read, like, the thing is, if you are on an emotional spree like this, you basically change everything in your mind in order to generate a memory, or in this case a truth, that may have happened, in order to make sense of the things in your head. And in some cases, people just come up with random stuff just because they have seen something nearby also. Like, let's say there is a poster of a person and they look at it, and then they like subconsciously have memorized the thing, and then at a later stage they say that this was the culprit, even if the person on that poster had nothing to do with this. This is just how the brain works. Very weird. But yeah, the brain is all about making sense of the world, not being correct. That's the difference there. Alright.
Please move along.
Well, I'm not... Well, I did move along. I moved around and I found something.
You forgot your credit chit at Saronis Applications. The clerk is holding it for you.
Oh. Well, the Quarian could have stolen it.
I'll close this event report, but I'll be watching you. Get a permanent residence, or I'll run you in for vagrancy.
Are you two serious?
What?
You falsely accused this girl of stealing from you. All you have to say now is that she could have stolen it?
Now, just a minute.
And you? She gets harassed and insulted by this guy, and you throw in a threat to arrest her for vagrancy?
How about if I run you in for obstruction of justice?
You think you're gonna run in a former Spectre? I think both of you should get out of here.
Son of a...
Thank you. I wish I could give you something more than words.
Well, the seasick was an ass, absolutely. You gonna be alright though?
Can you take care of yourself from here?
I guess. I mean, most nights I eat nutrient paste in a Turian shelter, but I'm surviving. Thanks.
Right in the feels. 1,000 credits. Wait. You need the credits much more than I do, you know? Ay. Wait. Something is weird about the lighting. Anyway. It would be nice to offer her, like, at least... Our ship is being... We can throw her out of our ship before we actually leave, right? But for the time being, maybe give her a spot. Have a little bit of information, make her look around a little bit. Wouldn't that be much more helpful? And then we can kick her out. So, now. Got ourselves everything done on the western side, except for the warehouse. Warehouse. This was Sardonis, or whatever it was called. And should I do this now, or should I? Well, it's just one warehouse, isn't it? And then there's all of the stuff there. Yeah, I'm gonna finish everything in here with the whole shipping warehouse stuff.
Should we go in?
In a moment. we're going to end this episode first, and we're going to read up a little bit on the Codex. Let's see what we got though. Let's see. We got primary aliens, non-council races. The Sovereign.
The flagship of the rogue ex-Spectre, Saren Arterius. Sovereign is a devastating dreadnought of unprecedented power. At 2 kilometers long, Sovereign was believed to have been powered by a gigantic Element Zero core, the only energy source potent enough to land the massive vessel on a planet. During the Eden Prime War, the ship unleashed its peerless destructive force against which Citadel Council ships were defenseless. With a virtually indestructible flagship and a crew of fanatic Geth and Krogan, Saren nearly succeeded in wiping out all his enemies. Only the resourcefulness and bravery of the commander and crew of the SSV Normandy stopped him. The overwhelming power of Sovereign ignited bizarre speculation in tabloid media that the vessel was sent by extragalactic invaders, or was, despite indeterminate photographic evidence at best, a single giant robot. Some sources even claimed that Sovereign was alive. Such conjecture, however baseless, remains to this day.
Is it? Interesting. So, anything else in the primary? No. We got publications, ships and vehicles. I think publications might be very interesting. We got like multiple publications. But for now, let's look at the ships and vehicle things real quick. We've got like 3 of those. Okay. Starships, the Dreadnoughts. The ultimate arbiter of space warfare, the Dreadnought employs millions of tons of metal, ceramic and polymer in the projection of firepower against an enemy vessel of like ability. No sane commander would face a Dreadnought without a Dreadnought of his or her own. A Dreadnought's power lies in the length of its main gun. Dreadnoughts range from 800 meters to 1 kilometer long, with main guns of commensurate length. An 800-meter mass accelerator is capable of accelerating 120 kilogram slack to a velocity of 4,025 kilometers a second, 1.3% of the speed of light. Also the same information as one of the people right at the CSEC thingy, somewhere at the beginning, the entrance of the Citadel, were pointing out. Very interesting. Anyway, every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds. Why not 1 second? Wouldn't that make more sense? But anyway, each slug has the kinetic energy of 38 kilotons of TNT, enough to destroy the infrastructure of a mid-sized city and kill 500,000 people. Because of air friction, planets with atmosphere do not feel a slug's full devastation. Atmospheric drag reduces impact force by 20% per Earth atmosphere of air. At present, the Turian fleet possesses 39 Dreadnoughts, the Asari 20 and the Solarian 16. Each of the human alliance's 8 Dreadnoughts is named for terrestrial mountains. Everest class are Everest, Fuji and Elbrus. And Kilimanjaro class are Kilimanjaro, Taishan, Shasta and Aconcagua and Orizaba. It's interesting though that, yeah, wait, I said something about naming stuff and then we just need like rivers or whatever. But where's the interesting bit? This stuff. Just because there's atmosphere, right, doesn't mean that they are safe. Because the problem with deflecting, well, it's not really deflection, but stopping the projectile is that the energy of the projectile is in its movement. And if you stop a movement, the energy is gone and is then transferred to somewhere else. And in this case, it's part of the atmosphere. If you would hit the atmosphere with something very energetic, you would make it burn. Just like that. You just heat up the atmosphere because the stuff that you shoot at the atmosphere is just so heavy in terms of energy that the atmosphere itself becomes the dangerous part. So just because the projectile gets like stopped by the atmosphere doesn't mean that the people are safe. Same thing. It would be better if the whole thing just passes through the Earth and just doesn't stop at all. But you can't really do that. Anyway, it would even be more damaging if it's not just a single projectile, but because like the idea of like transferring energy is like a surface behavior, meaning that if you get hit by stuff, you get hit on the like, let's say you are holding like a ball or something, like you're catching a ball. The ball collides with your hand, and in this case the surface that holds the ball gets all the energy. Let's say you would put a needle instead of your hand against the ball, and what happens is that the needle sticks inside the ball, because the energy transfer is all about the pinpoint of it. So the needle can go in quicker. So if you have a larger surface, the larger surface can take up more of its energy. And in this case, if the surface that holds the projectile gets bigger, you're safe. But in this case, it's one single projectile, so it's like the ratio of projectile to catching surface. That becomes the limiting factor. And let's say you have an asteroid. One asteroid that hits the atmosphere might be okay, but let's say you would destroy it with a nuke or something, and then you split up the whole thing, and instead of one big massive object that has a very low amount of surface, then a slightly more surface rich projectile hits the atmosphere. It's basically like trying to mix like sugar or salt in water. If you throw a cube of it in the water, nothing happens. If you cut it up a little bit and sprinkle it in, and all of a sudden it's gone. This is basically how it works. So whatever you do, try to not get hit. Alright, then we have frigates, starships. Frigates are light escorts and scouts, often possessing extensive guardian systems, providing anti-fighter screening for capital ships, and crewed with a squad of marines for security and ground-side duty. Unlike larger vessels, frigates can land on planets. The most important role filled by frigates is reconnaissance. Sensors, unlike ships, and communications employed by the Mass Effect are limited to the speed of light. Therefore, a stationary observer can detect a vessel of light year away only when its light arrives a year later. Because faster than light attackers always arrive before defenders can detect them. With luminal sensors, attackers can always surprise defenders. And in this case, for defense, fleets surround themselves with spheres of scouting frigates, scanning for enemy ships and transmitting warnings to the main ship. Frigates achieve high FTL cruise speeds because of their high performance drives. They also have proportionally large thrusters and lighter design mass, allowing them greater maneuverability in combat, and speed and maneuverability make frigates immune to long-range fires of larger vessels. In fleet combat, frigates are organized into wolf-pack flotillas of 4 to 6. Wolf-pack speed through enemy formations, hunting enemy vessels whose kinetic barriers have been taken down by fighter launch, disruptor torpedoes. And wolf-pack circles strafe vulnerable targets using superior speed and maneuverability to evade return fire. Alliance frigates are named for great battles in human history. So, much so for the ships, and the publications will be there for the next time. For now, let's end the episode. Like and subscribe as usual, and ta-ta!